No,
No,
we have
no,
nothing to talk
absolutely
about.
nothing.
Absolutely
Do we
fucking
ever-
nothing. Nothing.
I have
Like,
I
yeah.
heard this.
Ever have anything to talk about? Like, this used to be a static premise of this show that we would talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about, and we wouldn't know what that was until we got there. So, like, I don't understand why you're so worried about whether or not we have anything to talk about, because we can fill some space.
By the
We're live
way,
anyway, so
ladies and
Good
gentlemen,
evening, everybody.
welcome to another edition of Push to Talk here. April 1st. You know it's April Fool's Day.
Oh shit! Really?
April Fool's Day,
who
motherfucker.
knew that?
There have been some good ones as well. There have been some not so good ones, but there have been some really good ones. Like, I
Really
don't
good
know if
ones. What?
anybody's...
You know what? Somehow I restarted this whole shindig without Sothersil. So
I was about to say,
How
like,
did that
I'm
work?
looking a bit grey there.
he's looking a little gray, a little old, you know.
He's rough around the edges. It's fine.
The most hilarious thing is, like, Sothrasil was here and probably on cam quite a bit before me, and I literally jump in. I'm already on the camera.
Well, yeah, that's probably what fucked it up.
No,
I blame
because
you.
you guys, you weren't here for the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something.
Well,
Yeah,
we
we
were
were off-
here. We were just not available.
We were off doing
were
other
busy.
things.
AKA not here.
I was in chat. I'm just going to point that out.
Wasn't.
That's true. You were in chat a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the only person in the chat room at the moment. Like, I'm literally like tabbed back to Video Ninja, and I'm the only one there.
Yes.
Are you you got
It does
a new
not.
rug?
Yeah.
Is this to sort of make the, when it does happen,
Attract the ladies.
are you practicing on that rug so that when the rug pull does occur, you're not, it doesn't affect you as much?
Yes.
damn.
Yes. Most definitely. Like, I got myself a significant other just for the purpose of pulling the rug under me. Yes.
Wait,
I
what?
would
Something
just-
about the rug pulls?
Just be careful about the carpet burn, is what I say. Like, although
you know-
people might say, like, carpet is like, oh, you don't get carpet burn from, like, it's a rug, not carpet. You still get the burn.
But Mac, you don't get carpet burn when it gets pulled out under you, right? Because
you just get
land on the wood,
concussion,
right? Yeah.
You just get. I guess that's true. It depends how big the rug is, to be honest. Like,
Well,
yeah.
it's quite
Okay.
heavy, so
think.
pulling that under someone is probably. I should probably get a few more significant others to do this.
I mean, hey, if that's what it takes.
A significant team.
Yeah. 10. It's not big enough for that.
I think, yeah.
Like 4, I think.
Four would be fairly significant, yeah.
Yeah. He's speaking in American.
Yeah, you're not getting any help from me here.
Yeah.
Is it Nobody is Talented?
I mean, it can.
Oh,
it can
you haven't
both.
gone Death Beltman. I just muted magically by myself. So
Oh, the random muting. The random muting of Eric is back.
there we are. There we are.
Hey, Brisk did it not last week, the week before, didn't he?
That is true. He did do that
on a
He
different
was-
platform.
Yeah, you have to be aware of your muting modes. That's all I'm gonna have to say.
So there's a question for you.
There it is.
Yep, I see the question.
Well, he
does
the thing-
things.
The thing
I
is,
do things. Yes.
Yep.
I sometimes log in, but it's unlikely I'm going to shout at you.
I mean, this is
the interesting
thing. Theme. We do things. We're still here and doing things, but are we actually playing?
By the way,
you ask.
SEMA STK.
The interesting thing is he doesn't drink on Fridays and he does things, which is kind of like the opposite of, drinking and knowing things.
By the way,
He was drinking on Fridays last night.
Oh yeah, because you were drinking that terrible whiskey.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Which one?
Were you only not drinking for the past few weeks because you were doing like
PSA?
Okay.
PSA here. Canadian whiskey called Black Velvet. It's awful. It's
awful. It's awful.
It has.
It's awful. Okay.
No redeeming features at all. Do not get it.
Like
It's cheap.
But that does not. No.
That's not a redeeming feature.
By the way,
it's cheap for a fucking reason.
By the way, SEMA STK subscribed tier 1, 19 months. Thank you. And he says, did you know Dirk Statiel remembers what Trick cereal tastes like from the 90s, as he's got a mind like a Statiel trap. And going with the basketball theme, he was dunking on you, Dirk. Dunking.
I have already seen this before it hit Twitch chat. SEMA has some fun ideas coming up, I think.
Oh, dear.
Let's see if I can magically auto-mute again. Commander Starscream, you have not missed the Dawn report. However, Dawn is not, the remote reporter, from the animal farm this week. She is actually at home, and her cats will probably be meowing any minute now, so don't worry about it.
She's done with that for now, I think.
Okay.
I mean, you're at home and now you're on the show. It's gonna happen again.
Yeah. Crown Royal, by the way, not bad. I will never turn down a Crown Royal, absolutely. But I am personally a Macallan 18 or 25 fan.
So what we're hearing
is not the fucking fine oak. Macallan, what were you thinking when you decided to create that shit? That is shit.
See,
okay.
How much is a bottle of that?
I don't know.
Roughly.
I don't know.
I don't know. Give us an estimate.
What do you want to know?
Crown Royal ballpark cost for a bottle of Crown Royal. Twitch chat, somebody help us out.
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
35 USD. See, if I want a bottle of rum that is okay, actually pretty good, I pay $10.
Yeah, it's rum.
This is rum. It's not whiskey, exactly.
So we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down the price list here. Okay, all right, not muted. Good. We have Crown Royal Peach in the Social Republic of Pennsylvania. It is $32.19. Apple. $32.19. Regular, $32.19. Hey, you get extra fruity goodness for free.
I just want to point out
the
plus
fact
tax,
that
right?
They have a vanilla.
The fact
vanilla
that this
whiskey is just disgusting. Come on.
This company is flavoring their whiskeys. I am not impressed by this, and I would not go near them.
Crown Royal Black Canadian Whiskey. That's dark. What is different about that stuff? Mm-hmm.
In fairness,
charred oak barrels.
Yeah, that bottle of Pot 40 wasn't bad.
Yeah, like for $10.
And then you
I was
brought,
blown away by it.
and then you brought the bottle of Canadian whiskey. Like, so the context on this Canadian whiskey, Soth bought a bottle of it to bring to a meet that we did in Berlin last July.
All right.
Last July. And it went home with him because people took one sip and went, nope, not doing it.
For more context, I brought 2 bottles of rum and a bottle of Botanist and the whiskey. And only the whiskey returned home with me. So,
we had a lot better things to drink there. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so it went home with Soth, and it's been sat around in his house for, well, about the last 8 or 9 months. And he decided last night that he was going to try and make it drinkable. He failed. Miserably.
Yeah, I failed.
You guys ready? You guys ready for this one?
Oh,
Like 25, 26 years ago, when I probably bought my first case of Macallan 18, I think it cost this much. A single brand new Macallan 18 is $380 US.
Ooh,
right
what?
now.
That's right. That's pricey.
And there are no 20s or 21s or 25s for sale right now in my state.
Like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. 12. The 12 is double cast. That's not. Let's see. 12. The Macallan 12 in the sherry cask is 187.
I'm staying with rum.
Actually, I'm seeing a bottle of double cask here for 285 GBP.
Wow.
For the 18 year, so.
Yeah, that's pretty close, right? But no,
the sherry cask I'm seeing at 475 sterling.
475. Wow. We also have it in the sherry and American bourbon cask. We have that one cask, and that's called the rare cask. That's 360. It has a nice color to it.
A 12-year-old double cask is 77 quid.
Yeah,
And a 15-year double cask is 155.
Yeah, 12-year sherry cask is about $100 here. But I live in a state that heavily taxes their alcohol. Like, I could probably go to South Carolina, pay $20 less for the same thing, which I'll probably be putting my order in there. But yeah, I mean, I'm on my last eighth of a bottle of my original buy of 18 many years ago. So if I replace that, that's going to be crazy. I'm not sure I can go there. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be costly for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy shit. Might as well get some Pappy Van Winkle, huh? You guys know about that?
Pappy Van Winkle? No.
I don't think we do.
Let me see. Let me get the. Oh yeah. So Pappy Van Winkle is super rare. Okay. So Pappy Van Winkle. Let's just see here. By the way, you can only get it like by luck of the draw from Pappy Van Winkle. 20-year-old Pappy Van Winkle from 2018, $4,500.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the cheapest Pappy we can find here? The cheapest is 10-year-old from 2021, $1,300. And it does not look as good as the other ones. The 12-year. 12-year is so much deeper. Wow. They also have a rye, family reserve. It's just a super, super rare. But yeah, Pappy Van Winkle, hard to get that shit, man.
Yeah, sounds it.
Yep. You can go to oldripvanwinkle.com. I think that's where. No, that's not it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. oldripvanwinkle.com/whiskeys with an EYS. And let's see what they've got, if they've got any for sale.
I like the.
They do not,
I like.
but they'll tell you all about. Oh yeah.
I like the sign on their homepage. We make fine bourbon at a profit if we can, at a loss if we must, but always fine bourbon.
Wait, which bourbon?
That's great.
Yeah.
Which bourbon?
Pappy Van Winkle.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, I've never actually had.
Don't say. I don't think I did either. I
You know,
love bourbon though. I try to pick out like different ones. My go-to for when it's just like I just need a drink is just Evan Williams, just because it's about the same quality as Jim Beam for $4 or $5 less. So
I will tell you,
the same quality as Jim Beam isn't really convincing.
and trust me, there's worse.
Oh,
Jim Beam
I
is
know
a
there's
perfect.
worse.
I'm
Jim
sure
Beam's a
there's
perfectly.
worse. Like,
Jim Beam is a perfectly average bourbon. It'll get the job
so-
done. It doesn't taste
I can
terrible.
go over it.
Yeah,
So
see, I'm
something
staying with
having been
rum.
ruined.
Rum is
Something's having
terrible.
been ruined by the particulars of some of our whiskey drinking friends.
I do have their. I mean, they make various whiskeys, right? They make Booker's as well. Booker's is fantastic. I actually have a bottle of Booker's behind me, many years old, signed by Booker No, who is the great grandson of Jim Beam. And I think the grandmother's maiden name was Booker or something like that, and that's why they make Booker's. And so Booker No is named after the whiskey, and yeah. Actually, many years ago, met two really great friends, and we got drunk on a lot of Bookers.
Exactly.
So it's great. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of cool stuff. I will tell you though, if I'm drinking wine, I really like a California vineyard by the name of Waugh Cellars, WAUGH Cellars.com. Their Chardonnay is probably the best Chardonnay I've ever had in my life. It's just different. I'm not a big Chard fan, but theirs is just amazing. So as we're coming into spring, I just get quarterly shipments from them. So, which reminds me, I have to take a couple bottles over and stock the wine locker.
I mean, when it comes to American wines, over the last 6 months or so, I've actually really started enjoying a red from I think it's the Californian area called Apothic.
Apothic. I think I've heard of that.
Which is actually, for a reasonably priced wine, it's actually very nice. It's decently smooth.
Let's see. It's got
about.
I got to tell you, man, that's like $11, man. That's like great wine to drink.
Exactly. It's reasonably priced, and it works. It does actually go down quite nicely.
They've got a couple different ones. We've got a Crush Red blend. We've got a Red Winemaker's blend. We've got a Cab Pinot. I have to try the Pinot. See, my wife is a big Pinot fan. If it's red, she's drinking a Pinot. That's it. Okay, not going to drink a Cab. I got 3 bottles of fantastic Cab that's right on the edge. Needs to be drank. She won't drink it. So, which one do you do? Do you do the blend, or what are you doing? Inferno.
The Cab is generally where I seem to land. I haven't tried the Pinot. Yeah, so that's possibly going to have to go on the list. But yeah, I've been really enjoying the Cab.
Oh, well, I'm going to pick a couple bottles up, I think. Try it out. We have fun when, we pull wine out of our wine lockers, because some of our friends have, it's like $100, $200 a bottle, something fucking insane, right? and they'll pull that out, and we blind taste test those with like Apothic. Okay, guaranteed. Brands like Apothic, Rodney Strong, they win every time. Even the wine snobs will. And then they get mad when it's revealed that it's not theirs that everybody likes. I mean, we do this probably great. 2 times a year, right? And it has to be hidden, and everybody gets a couple glasses of each, and you taste them, and you say what it is. What? No. They. I mean, they have, you know. And 2, remember, when you're drinking really, really old reds, like, 15, 16, 17-year-old cabs and things, you really got to let those suckers decant to really, push the dust off them a little bit. But yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they. And by the way, I have some friends too. They buy grapes, like about 5 families. They buy all these grapes and they bottle their own wine. I've never had any of theirs, but they say they've been pretty good. So they go over. One of my buddies has like a regulation bocce ball court. And lighted, it's like tournament and drink wine. So it's kind of funny.
Nice.
But I will tell you, WAS Sellers, fabulous. I got turned on to that by a sales guy selling software to us many, many decades ago. And it was his cousin that ran it, and he brought us all bottles. I'm like, this shit's good. And so I've been on their list ever since, and I just get like 3 bottles every quarter. So, WAS Sellers, if you're in the U.S., they'll ship to you. They are phenomenal. Crystal, the wife, handles all the shipping. She's awesome. They respond to all their customers directly via email. It's not some like nameless person, right? They really run the place themselves. I like their Pinot because their Russian River Valley Pinot, really, really good.
Whenever you say Pinot, I'm understanding Pernod, and I'm like, the fuck?
There's no R. No. There's no R.
It's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely very different and doesn't involve any grapes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All right, are we beyond our 20 minutes? Can we talk Eve shit, or what are we doing here?
Is there to talk?
I don't know.
Well, there's definitely things to talk.
There's definitely things to talk about. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard of the very important dev blog that CCP released today?
Yes. Incredibly important dev blog.
Yes.
Are we sure it's legit?
It was.
Is it?
Legit.
I have a question. Teacher, question. Is the dev blog about shaving sheep?
No.
It might as well be.
No, it's an exploit notification.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so we can't exploit that exploit anymore.
There's your notification. There's your dev log, guys, in Twitch chat. I'll drop this in staff for the team as well. But yeah, it's an exploit notification about gas clouds, which should be
how exciting is that?
Should be of interest to Dawn at least.
I hate gas mining. It's stupid.
Oh, I've hated gas mining since it was created.
I figured out how to do it, and I hate it.
Ah, but you're not mining gas cloud.
Oh no, I know. I read the exploit thingy.
You're huffing gas clouds.
Yeah. The name of the cloud, the name of the gas is actually pretty decent.
Come on, let's be honest here. This took like 5 minutes of work, and
they probably got GPT to write it.
Yeah.
That's entirely.
It might as well have been written by ChatGPT. I'm sure it could have done better.
I gotta give props to someone on Reddit here from Brave, who put it best. And I'm gonna quote
we should link that comment.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote this whole thing because it's just all that we need to say about this, right? Quote: I think April Fool's jokes say a lot about a company, whether it's actually tricking people by not doing it on the first, it being an obvious joke by doing it on the first but making it actually funny, or just accepting that you're not actually that funny and doing nothing, all valid choices. But then you see an April Fool's jokes like this and just think, yikes. The stale memes, the low effort, the timing, doing a devlog. This entire thing screams, we didn't want to, but management forced us to do something because it's tradition and they are out of touch. Imagine you had put in slightly more effort and actually made all Rex on April 1st contain 1 unit of copium gas or something.
That would have been funny, actually.
That would have been 10 minutes of work, and it would have been funnier.
That would have been great
funny.
if they'd actually had items that people could like keep. You know, basically become collector's items.
Yeah,
for
like
April Fools.
Yeah, they don't do anything. Like they're not a part of any means of industry jobs or anything of that form. It's literally just like a redundant kind of item in the game. Yeah, that'll be fine.
It honestly feels like they've wasted a shot at an April Fool's, right?
I think you guys are just too hard
I
on
have-
them.
I mean,
like this guy said, like they could have just done nothing, right? No one would have complained if you just don't do a joke on April 1st, right? Because when was the last time we actually had a good April Fool's joke from CCP?
I mean, that cat ears one was funny a couple of years ago, but that was just because they finally got Jin.
You know the funny thing about this and actually reading it is a case of like who are the ones who actually do the sort of like salvaging of shit of like wrecks and stuff. Like,
well, it's usually the ones who win the engagement.
Yeah,
right.
Who are not the ones who need the copium.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was there kind of thinking to
Yeah,
myself, like,
but you're looting the other player's copium, right?
yeah, relieving them of
you're
that copium.
reaching now.
Fuck's sake.
I mean, Bod doesn't know how to do anything but reach, so it's fine.
Sorry, what?
It is another sort of like a tale, that this was done in like 5 minutes and not really thought about.
I mean, they could have done Salt, right?
Yeah, they could have done
Salt in Rex, whatever.
I mean, the thing about this is that they've done how many of these in the past now? We had the Blood Raiders corpse grinder thing 3 years ago or something. In fairness to them, they have been doing this for a while, and keeping on coming up with new ideas is, sometimes difficult. Fair enough. But
it doesn't need to be a new, like, completely and totally new kind of thing each year. Like, it can be a spin on the previous year.
Just get a feel for what the community is currently thinking, right? What things are there that you can make fun about, and most of all, what things are going wrong at your own company that you can make fun about? Because the best thing a gaming company can do is make fun of themselves, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
can we
definitely.
come up with anything that CCP is like stumbling through right now that they could make fun of? Anything? Can we come up with something here, guys?
A shooter game?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could jokingly finally do the announcement and go, "Yeah, we're proud to finally announce the new shooter," right? It wouldn't hurt to take a jab at yourself.
A copy
Like
of the new shooter may be found in Rex that may explode.
Leak
And it's
development details.
It's not an actual game. It's just an item in the game.
No.
Like
even better. You can mine parts of the shooter game in
Oh,
EVE
God.
Online.
No, soft. Dust 514 source code, but in cargo holds as a
Oh
joke.
god, that would be insane because you got so much. Like you could literally just like, because you could. Oh man, how many elements of those could you make? You could make like hundreds of thousands just with like a tiny little bit of code in each one.
You could make
and
thousands.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's like a
to
massive
the
jigsaw
extent
puzzle.
that it will never fully play out to be actually usable. Right? You just put
It's
one
so
line
good.
and randomize what drops.
Yeah. The complete randomization as to what drops.
It'll never fully play out.
You'll never get all of the code for it.
So just a quick weather heads up here. It looks like we've got about 50 or 60 mile an hour winds here. And the last time that happened, we had a few power flips. Although I fully expect that I will remain on and transmitting, I may not have access to the terminal if for a few minutes while the generator fires up. The last time this happened, it flipped between power so quickly that it was a little bit crazy. So just understand my lights may go out, weird things may happen. But my PC, the network, and everything is on UPS and generator here. So wow, but yeah.
Wait,
Nice.
you have
I mean,
power
yeah,
issues at 60 miles an hour? That
Hey,
barely
look.
registers as a storm here.
Yeah,
Stuff,
well,
it's the US. Like, don't ask them questions like that.
Yes, but
In-
you
in
don't
the
live
U-
in Texas. Come on.
In the US, a lot of houses in the US aren't even made of bricks.
yeah,
It's very true.
that's
True,
really not the
true.
issue. It's the
It's not the house that transmit the power,
it's-
is it?
it's the
No, but if
the
the housing
transmission
isn't there, then
lines.
probably the lines are kind of fucked as well.
The transmission lines are a lot of them are above the ground. My neighborhood is below ground, but it is above ground to us. So sometimes that happens. We're just in a little challenging area. A lot of trees. It's been very
That
rainy.
happens in Europe as well. Above
Just
ground power transmission is not unusual, but
Yeah,
we generally
well-
don't have issues at those kind of winds.
We have
We
like
didn't stick power lines on like extremely long 2x4s and go yeah that'll be fine.
we
Basically.
let me see. Let me see here. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Let's see. Can you see outside, or is it set that you won't be? No, it's set you won't be able to see outside. So sorry.
No.
Basically, the tree outside our window here looks like it's about to fall over. Yeah, probably a little more than 60 mile an hour winds, but the gusts are up there. So
Wait, let me.
What he fails to tell you is that the tree outside that he's talking about is a bonsai tree on the sort of window ledge.
No. It's about a 50-foot tall red maple outside. But
it should be fine, dude.
where our transmission lines, there are just various places where things are right next to very tall trees. It's been raining for a number of days, so strong wind can just blow the tree out and it falls on the lines. So
you have to understand, like maybe a branch will break off like a
that'll happen too,
branch, whatever. But like you have to understand that trees are as deep in terms of root structure. If so long as there's no like solid like
not maples. Not
like,
maples. Maples are very surface. No, they're very surface. They don't mirror themselves underground. Yeah.
Really?
So a lot of
most
maple.
trees did.
No, a lot of maple
there are
around
some
here.
trees that prefer to or spread out their roots very wide and they don't go super deep. So that's why you see some of those trees that like lift up lawns.
Yeah, they just fall over and you'll see their roots just. Yeah, so pine trees as well. So we have a lot of pine trees, a lot of maples around here. But don't worry. I mean, there might just be a blip of lights around me, and I won't be able to see the monitor for about 2-3 minutes while the generator fires up. So,
all right.
So yeah, and the last time we had really, 80, 90 mile an hour winds, we had an unusual flickering, but we also had an accident that hit a power line as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, so just don't freak out when I'm like staring in here, like I'm just waiting for the monitor to come back on so I can see y'all. But we've got battery power for all the stuff, so and a generator.
But by the way, you can reload my camera because my ISP is shit and I need to yell at them.
We don't have that problem in America. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, absolutely not. Like Comcast doesn't exist.
No, they just get price gouged stuff.
AT&T is just a made-up company. What else is there?
Hey, I remember when AT&T was the only phone company at all, right? And you were charged if you flipped exchanges, and you were charged long distance, and then we had the dial an 800 number and then put your code in and you use a different long distance company. It's crazy here. Good old Ma Bell. There was a click. Do you guys hear that click?
Yep.
Yep.
We had the click.
Yeah, that click is some sort of power change, but so yeah, that was my local battery, but the lights didn't seem to click, but it was enough for the computer to click battery only.
To go like what the fuck?
Yeah. So and the wind's not even blowing anymore, kind of. It's just a little bit, but But Ohio had a lot of gusts yesterday, and they the power company sent out a warning today. So we'll see. But do not freak out. We will keep going. Thanks for the follow, Tay38. Appreciate that. So just wanted to update you guys for that. Let's see, we're sitting here. So we're actually 25 minutes left. Wow, the day has gone. Wow. There is a meta show today, right?
No.
What? I'm just gonna stop you right there for a second, and I'm gonna say, Soth and I leave you for a couple of weeks to go do tournament stuff, and you suddenly decide that the show is
hold on,
for an hour again.
No. We got an hour and a half, guys. Sorry, we got an hour and a half.
No. He didn't kind of realize that, like, oh crap, like you're calling it an hour too early.
Like, daylight savings is a mess, but yeah.
No, we're good. Hour and a half. Sorry, I just read the time wrong. I read
talking
the
about
time
tournament
wrong.
stuff, though. We did have an announcement at Jin's tournament last week.
You had an announcement?
Ooh.
We had an announcement, yes, and I can actually share this.
Alliance tournament Russian.
While you're sharing.
CCP revealed the trailer for the Alliance tournament that's coming up in this summer.
Oh yeah, I saw
Nice.
that actually looked really, really cool.
Cool trailer.
That was a good trailer.
They actually did very well for the trailer. It was cool.
I especially like Scottish voice guy. We have been told that they can't tell us who the
Scottish voice guy is.
Scottish voice guy is because they might or might not have forgotten his name.
But does he play the bagpipes? That's what I want to know.
No, he just has a Scottish voice.
And does he like the haggis?
Probably.
Does he like the haggis?
I
make an amazing haggis chip dip. Haggis bean dip. It's great. Everybody loves it around here.
Noted.
I'm completely making that up. I don't eat the haggis. But yeah, by the way, Meppa says, if we use the rain on our roof, by the way, that would be kind of cool. I have actually always thought of maybe putting, storing the rain off my roof to water my plants, but I never got around to that yet.
Nope. I'm in the process of trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to be doing with the front and back garden of my house.
By the way, the cheerleader is home and appears. They are champions again, just for everybody. Champions.
Who's champions again?
The cheerleader.
Oh, okay. Yay.
Yeah, they had to get up at 4 a.m. to go to some crazy competition. When you're getting up at 4 a.m. for a competition, it's like you're actually on a swim team. Anybody know any swim team people? Swim people
Yeah,
are crazy.
they're
Right?
fucking nuts.
You know, they're like hockey teams in high school around here, like swim teams and hockey teams. They're up at like 3 a.m. to practice. 3 a.m. and then they come to school. That's like crazy shit. I noticed there aren't a lot of swim team and hockey team people because I'm not getting yelled at in the chat. That's good.
Yeah, hockey was the same thing. If you wanted to be able to use a rink, you either owned the rink yourself, or you were like the town favorite team, and so you got good hours, or you had to do it at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yep.
Those were your two options.
You know, when we were growing up, we found a pond. True story.
You found a pond?
Hey, Vegas Knights,
just froze it like with the power of will?
they freeze naturally around here.
That is
okay. So
No,
so it wasn't.
never.
So you had to do it specifically at a certain time of the year.
They naturally freeze sometime around December.
Okay.
Stay frozen for a few months.
What is this madness?
Yeah. Well, what we would do is like in our backpacks, right? So you save the gallon milk jugs, okay? Not bags like they have bags of milk in Canada. That's like crazy shit. We have actual plastic milk jugs, and you would fill them up with hot water, shove them in your backpacks, and you and 17 of your best friends go down to the pond, shovel it off. And then you got little squeegees and you start pouring the hot water on it to smooth it out. You're like the human Zamboni. Yeah, then you mess it up. Then you mess it up with your skates. Oh, well, you know.
I mean, you say then you mess it up with your skates. I'm thinking then you fall through because the ice isn't as thick as you thought.
No. The hot water freezes right on top real quick. It just smooths it out. Why was your comment not posted talking about the Knights? It's right there. I see it. It's right above this thing. I see it. Vegas Knights, baby. You know, Vegas Knights stole when they first started up. Stole a goaltender. I like there. He was a good guy. Yeah. Oh, there's one after that. I don't see it.
I can say that from a mod action standpoint, I never saw anything happening, and there's nothing on the mod action queue saying that like you got anything removed.
Yeah, there's no.
I think it was very much a local internet thing.
Yeah, Squirrel Nuts. I think you were posting on somebody else's chat simultaneously.
Also,
what was that girl
Twitch.
Everybody used to follow? I forget her name. She had some kerfluffle with her boyfriend or something. Whoa, serious.
Well,
holy shit, is it raining too? Oh my god, It's raining so thick it looks like fog here now.
That's always cool rain. Like
yeah, and it's horizontal. It's horizontal rain. So,
getting some interesting weather over there for sure.
We are. I really, I should take my other camera off my plug it in, so you guys can see. But yeah, it's there's some serious stuff going on out there.
Yeah.
It's blowing a strange direction as well. We don't usually get weather from that side. Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear the thunder? Thunder. I'm waiting for the men down under.
I kind of feel like we heard your microphone sort of like do something, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, we didn't hear that kind of thing.
Let's see, can we bring it in the camera? There it is.
So I'm actually.
Look, it's the cloaking.
Yes. Intriguing cloaking technology you have on your.
I know.
Yeah.
Channel moderation settings. Yeah, we didn't see anything that it was moderated. Scroll nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's like the auto mod or whatever.
Yeah, if you.
By the way.
So there were a bunch of words that are banned. Good luck trying to find them. And some of them probably don't make sense, but I wasn't in charge of that.
No.
None of us are. We don't get involved. By the way, there's a reason I put 130 mile an hour shingles on my house. So.
Do you live in just a naturally windy area where the air gets funneled down, or
Wait.
If you
what's 130 in kilometers?
130
More.
miles.
Hurricane
more.
level.
30 miles per hour. It's
210.
Yeah. About
It's 210. I literally looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Google's great in that.
I've seen 210 kilometers an hour wind speeds at least 10 times in my life up here. So yeah.
do you have hurricanes?
No, we don't.
no, this is just what happens when you live in the countryside and there are mountains and valleys and wind tunnels.
Right next to the North Sea.
So when
exactly.
when you look at, we're basically on the higher end of locations within the county. I mean, the two highest points in the county, as I'm standing, are to my left and to my right. Okay.
The highest point where I live is the fucking dike. Okay.
We're not allowed to say that word on Twitch.
What, dike?
Yeah. No.
What do you call it then?
We have to say women in comfortable shoes.
What?
So anyway, behind
okay,
me faces south, and there is a huge little valley thing that just comes right up to our house. We really get a lot up there. That's how I lift my beer. That's excellent. Squirrel nuts. And now, perfectly still, no wind. Amazing.
You're in the eye right now.
Yeah. I do know I was making fun of Soth, by the way, Daddy Deep. Just having a little fun. By the way, that's a Robin Williams skit. I don't know if it's actually in A World According to Garp, but yeah, that's can't say that. We have to say women in comfortable shoes. So, is Amok still around? Anybody know Amok? Is Amok still around?
Yes, Amok is still around.
There you go, squirrel nuts.
I bet they're also recruiting.
Let's see. I gotta remember too. At 3:00, I have to register for opening day. So I'm watching the clock because I forgot to sign up. Well, it was early sign up for the board members. So it's terrible. I gotta do some golf. By the way, next weekend, Eric will be donning not the red shirt, which means nothing for me. It's just a golf shirt. But I will be wearing the green jacket because it is the Masters.
So,
Masters. So I have a little Masters quiz for you guys. It won't be long. It's just a couple questions. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Can't cheat. No cheating.
All right. Play on us.
Okay. All right. I got to get there. All right. If you are attending the Masters in person, okay? I actually have a Masters joke too. But if you're attending the Masters in person and you wanted, a very big thing in the South, a pimento cheese sandwich, how much in US do you think you would pay for said sandwich? Just regular sandwich on 2 pieces of bread.
With or without taxes?
Forget tax.
Well, we already talked about this last time.
Forget tax. How much?
Are you tipping?
There's no tipping. You're just going to a vendor, buying a sandwich.
This doesn't sound
You're
like
a bad American.
There's always
Yeah,
tipping in
there's
the
always-
US.
Like,
Just,
what the hell?
you're not sitting down in a restaurant. There's no tipping. All right.
But the guy had to make it, and he wasn't
Did-
paid to make the sandwich, so you have to tip him at least.
Nope, no tipping. It's just how much would the sandwich cost you?
I mean-
Wasn't it like $10 or something last time? Like the whole meal was like $10. Because we already talked about that. We literally had a show where we talked about that the food prices of the Masters is set at a specific like price point.
It is.
It hasn't been raised in like 30 years. We literally talked about this.
It has been raised. Last year we talked about it, but I'm just
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Let's talk about
Soth or
something
so.
more
Give me your guess. Give me your guess.
What?
I'm only going to have 2 questions, so this is one of them.
It's going to be like $10.
But-
Yeah, it's going to be like 10 or
$10.
12. It's somewhere in that region.
Okay, that's Dirk's 10 or 12. Soth, give me a number.
Well, I don't know, 15.
I mean,
McLeod,
the price has
McLeod.
been was the price set a long time ago.
It's this year's current price. Just go with it.
This year's current price.
Yeah,
And if I'm gonna go so far as to say that like this year's current price is the same price in literal figures.
It's a little bit more than last year,
it's
but go ahead.
Okay, so they have been changing it. Okay, so probably about 20. I'll go 20.
And we got 22 in the things. You ready?
No.
$1.50. No fries, squirrel nuts. All right.
Don't even.
Okay.
I told you. It
For
was
some
low.
reason, you need an Advil or an Aleve because you've been sitting watching too much or walking too much or whatever. 1 pill. How much will it cost you?
40.
Based on that, based on the food price, it's going to be like 50 cents or something.
Hold on, Dirk. This is America.
Yeah, how much
Medication is expensive.
Medication's expensive. This is
to the food prices.
This is without insurance, okay? No tipping, no insurance, okay? How much you're going to pay per pill for an Advil or a Lilly.
Well,
By the way, I can't believe it's actually on there. No, it's US at the Masters. What do you expect to pay? You just paid $4,000 for your freaking ticket, so go ahead. It's not $4,000, by the way. Any more guesses other than Dirk's?
I mean, I don't know because like up is down, left is right at this point in time.
Yeah.
If a sandwich costs like $1, whatever the fuck, like
$1.50, by the way. It's wrapped in green paper.
Then I don't know. Like clearly, you know, subsidies are occurring. So I don't know how fucking deep and far ranging that fucking goes.
There's no subsidies. It's just how much it costs.
Are you telling me that literally the cost of that sandwich that is literally in you know
and they're making
everything that was required in order to do that and to pay, you know, a wage that does that,
and supply lines,
and supply lines and everything like that, and it's $1.20, like
$1.50. Okay, Dirk wins. It's 50 cents for an Aleve.
There you go. There's some sort of subsidy going on there.
There's no subsidies.
There is subsidies.
No.
If there's no subsidies there, then every single day, 90%, 99% of what you pay for in the US, you're being rinsed to fuck.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
I have a question.
Absolutely. By the
How
way,
much do you think
yeah,
an Aleve costs for me to buy from
That's
like a grocery
insane.
store? I want to know what do you guys think an Aleve, like even just a bottle of Aleve costs?
I know.
How much is in a bottle, right?
You can buy it in a lot of sizes.
Wait.
It's usually 50 to
I
100.
gotta ask you. How the fuck would we know we don't pay for medication? We have a functioning healthcare system. Except
This
for
isn't.
Brits here.
It's not
This
really.
is
It's not
pain reliever.
medication. It's just a
mean-
normal like aspirin.
Like I pay for ibuprofen and stuff here, but I pay like
Yeah, you go to a pharmacy and are like, "Hey, I've got my knee. You know, my head's hurting a little bit. Let me just pop some Advil real quick, right?"
No.
No.
If I go to a pharmacy, if I go to a pharmacy and be like, "Oh yeah, my knee hurts. Like, can I get some painkillers?" They're like, "Go see a fucking doctor, you moron."
You're not gonna go to the doctor for a general ache or pain. That's
Yeah.
probably
Yes, I
like
do.
that's so.
okay.
That's a lot of
GPs
extra.
do.
That's
Wait,
dumb.
okay,
Literally?
let's
Like,
just-
most
Hold on,
Let's just fucking
whoa.
chill out.
Everyone
Let's
take
chill
a
out.
breath.
Nobody's going.
Anyways,
and
to give you an idea, it's
nobody's
basically
popping an aspirin for a broken leg, but like if you've got a random fucking headache, Like you're not going to be like, oh, let me book a doctor's appointment about this. Oh, wait, before I even get to the point of actually going to see the doctor. And this is just regardless of whether you're in the UK or in Europe or whatever, right? Chances are your headache's going to be gone by the time you actually get to see the doctor. So, right, like nobody's going to be going to the doctor to talk to them about like a random headache that they had that was like random, like
Mild and
blue.
just like
that was mild and out of the blue. But they might pop like as you say, like a paracetamol or an ibuprofen or something like that.
The thing is, if I want paracetamol or ibuprofen or whatever, I'm going to my local shop, which is about 5 to 7 minutes walk away, and I'm picking up a packet of 16 for something in the region of like £1.20, and going, fuck it, that's like cheap as shit. I don't mind.
All right,
that's
Erik
not a brand in any way, shape, or form. That's just a random.
Okay, so Erik can back me up here. If I want to buy like a bottle of Aleve to just have at home for future use, it is typically 50 to 100 pills in the bottle. You can get the bigger ones for 500 capsules and never. But let's just say you do the normal 50 to 100. It's like $5, $6.
Yeah.
And so each pill is typically valued at 4 to 5 cents.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, how much do you think these cost?
The ass for that.
4 or 5 cents a pill? When he just said he paid $1.50 for
I thought
16?
you said 45.
No, 4 or 5 cents a pill. Actually, in the grocery stores, it tells you if you buy this item, here's what the per unit items cost is if you buy the whole package at this price, and so you can compare.
I know what that is.
Unless you're getting it in the hospital, then you're paying like $500.
Yeah, in the hospital, they charge like $20 for a pair of aspirin, and you're like,
why?
Mom, can I just have the ones out of your purse, please? Because my mom always has a bottle of pills with her for. She's got her little emergency bag that has like emergency salt.
What is
absolutely
time out? What is in Mommy's little sampler? Mm-hmm.
No, she always got to leave.
Got a little Valium in there, little Percocet, little Valium.
My mom's not a pill popper.
I'm just teasing.
But her emergency bag has emergency salt, emergency earrings, emergency Aleve, a little sewing kit. She's got emergency
earrings.
So if her earrings fall out, she has new ones, like just some studs to put in.
Yeah, what?
Studs.
Yeah, well, I mean, just like normal, like little pearl earrings.
Studs.
Okay.
It does happen.
Fine. Yeah, fine. Emergency earrings are a thing.
And then tissues and a couple other small things that you need.
Okay.
Why is Soth going in and out?
Because my internet sucks.
We don't have that. We don't have that problem in America.
It's because Video Ninja is a peer-to-peer.
I had 200-mile-an-hour winds here. My internet stayed up. I don't know what your problem is.
No, look, it's usually the connection is good for like 95% of the year, and then it suddenly is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop the connection like every hour. And then I call my ISP and they send a guy along and he has to test out all the cables, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's definitely this cable, so right, replacement for that cable. And then a year later the same shit happens again. So I call my ISP again, the guy needs to come over and test all the cables again, just so that the ISP doesn't have to fix their own fucking shit. Because, the technician doesn't cost money, apparently.
Who knew?
Yep.
Well, anyway. So, so shit happens. By the way. By the way, if you wanted a ham and cheese on rice, $3. It's a little more expensive. Pimento cheese is a thing in the South. So pimento cheese sandwich, shredded cheese, mayonnaise, 2 pieces of bread, and a lot to it.
I thought you said Palmetto. I was like,
No,
no one's putting cockroaches
pimento.
on there.
Pimento. Palmetto is a tree. Also a bug.
Which is really just a giant cockroach, is what it is.
No, it's a tree cockroach. It's an outdoor cockroach. It's not
absolutely
it's not like those.
They're not aggressive, but they're very big. They're very scary.
Yeah. So people who know cockroaches, right? Palmetto bugs in the South, they do not like to come in your house usually. Occasionally one will wander in like a little pet. Okay.
And these things are like 3 to 5 inches long. They're huge.
They can be big. And
they fly. They have big wings.
You know, women usually
you hear them
don't
coming.
say that 3 to 5 inches are big.
Yeah, they don't. But it was funny. I think it was last year. We had a big one come in under the door, on vacation. My wife, she goes out to run, right? She doesn't kill it. She doesn't anything. She just opens the door and she just shoos it out and closes the door. I'm like, did you shoo it off the balcony? At least make it fly away? Because it could just turn around and come right back in if it wanted to. Like, no, just shoot it out the door. It'll stay outside. Don't worry. Because in the South, they don't have the German.
She probably just went, like, look, turn around, go home, you're drunk.
That's what she said. But she was like so casual. I remember when she first started coming down because she had never really stayed in the South that long. And she's like, oh my God. Yeah, but they're not considered associated with like dirt in the South because that's not what they are. They're really outdoor wood roaches. But yeah, you can see a lot of them and they're big. You don't really see, sorry, South, in the Northeast, they're in here, if you were here where I live or New York or whatever, they call them the German cockroaches. Sorry, South. Nothing intended there. But they're the bad cockroaches. I don't know if they're really German cockroaches. This is what they're called. I don't know. So don't sue me.
All right, I have a meeting to go to, so you guys have.
You have a meeting to go to.
Yeah, she's space important now for some reason. Either that or, somebody realized that they could palm something off onto somebody.
So I'm gonna
space important.
Yep.
So as Dawn leaves her exit,
bye.
I'm gonna read my master's joke, not one that I wrote. Okay. So the master's joke goes, I got 2 tickets for the 2023 Masters for Christmas. Both are top hospitality tent admissions. The person that got them for me didn't realize it was going to be on the same day as my wedding. If you're interested, I'm looking for someone to take my place. It's at St. Michael's Church in Orlando at 3 p.m. The bride's name is Nicole. She's 5'4", about 115 pounds. She's a good cook, too. She'll be the one in the white dress.
Okay, let's see. German cockroach actually gets to 5 to 6 inches.
Can they? Really? They can get that big? Holy crap.
Yeah. They are like a bright brown color.
Yeah. I've seen them.
That's the German cockroach.
I lived in the city for a while, going to college.
It's literally called German cockroach in German.
Okay.
Or German roach, actually.
There was when MTV actually was funny and played music videos, they would play little video shorts, right? And this guy made a video short of his apartment and all the roaches that lived in his apartment, right? But they weren't like bad. They were like his friends and they would talk to him, right? And of course, they'd be in the hanging little lamp saucer. He's making out with his girlfriend. They all want to see, oh, look, he's finally making out with her. But they get close to the edge and they all fall over on the two of them and stuff. But he would make these little shorts and they were hilarious because the roaches talked and they were funny and they were his friends.
Right. So
that's particularly strange. But
let's bring this back on topic after half an hour.
What topic?
Yeah, yes, more topic.
What would you like to talk about, Sarth? What topic would you like to discuss?
I would like to ask you guys if there have been any Eve-related April Fool's jokes that you actually enjoyed.
The Eve Onion one.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
Eve
Onion's always great. Yeah.
Go link that.
Opus put more effort into that than CCP put into theirs.
I mean, that wasn't hard.
That's very true. It wasn't hard.
Yeah, so the Iranian one is here.
I think the Rix Javix one, it was an easy one.
I haven't
Um,
seen I haven't seen Rix's one.
There you go.
What did Rix do?
He announced a 10-episode limited series on Apple TV. Set in New Eden.
Oh, brilliant! That's actually
great.
That's great. Also, Kribber did one.
Oh yeah, the Kribber one was awesome.
Kribber's is definitely fun.
We actually have people on the INN Discord currently thinking about actually doing this live. The whole making Eve look like it's a text editor.
Yeah, that's gonna go really well.
The Rick Jarrett's one is also quite poignant because 60p, had said a while back they were going to do like a TV series.
Yep.
And they said that they'd gotten some pretty serious producers and writers and stuff onto it, but where did that go?
Yeah, it never kind of got anywhere.
You would think
it's almost like an FPS project that's been going on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
What
For
do you mean
nearly
going
10
on?
years.
No. The FPS project hasn't been going on for 10 years. It has been going on for a year. And then it got cancelled. And then it started again and went on for a year. And then it got cancelled. And then
and consistently under new names.
Yeah.
They're all different projects, guys. You can't say that it's all the same project. They're all different projects.
Look, they have different names, okay?
None of the talent, went on to the next project. They were all completely separate talent pools that they used for all of that. But every single one of these, none of the assets were ever used. None of the assets were transferred. It's all completely brand new stuff. They started from scratch with a new team, new ideas, completely blank slate on every single time.
And yet they always have industry veterans working on them somehow.
It's amazing how many industry veterans want to do this.
Yes. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's just amazing. It's almost like they're digging new talent up in Iceland. Or no, is it Iceland? No, not in Iceland. What am I on about? In the UK.
So, I see comments in Twitch chat about an Ashy post. Mappa, can you give a link, because I haven't seen anything from Ashy.
I mean, we could just
wait,
poke Ashy directly, I guess.
Mappa's gonna have link posting issues, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hang on.
I'm pretty sure Mappa can find one of us on Discord.
There you go. Mappa can post. Mappa can post. He can post within the next minute. So Mappa, if you're out there, post in the next minute.
Right. Yeah. I'm seeing it. I think. I think it's this one.
Oh, right.
Is that's Ashy's thing, right? Oh, that's a Reddit link to Ashy's fucking website. All right. Bastion variants. Oh, it's a whole article about how to fix Marauders. This is some effort posting for an April Fool.
That's quite an April Fool's, if that's an April Fool's. I mean, there's even graphs and stuff. Multiple graphs and stuff.
Yeah, the cure.
You sure this is?
How do we make Marauders an interesting ship to fly?
And tables as well.
Increase tank, increase active tank, increase rate of fire, increase all. This
All
is
the
just
things.
increase all of the things. It's great. This is an effort April Fool. Oh, bravo, Ashi. Bravo. Faction Bastion modules.
Like Marauders on their
Oh, this
own
is
are
great.
strongholds, but what really makes them powerful is the pesky T1 Bastion module.
This is actually like hilarious. I like this. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Bravo.
Well played there.
Um,
Are you entirely sure that is an April Fool's?
well, this is the thing, right? Like, a good April Fool's is one of those things where you have to look at it and go,
It blurs the
Eh.
lines. Yeah.
yeah. And this is just this.
People's
this one
reactions
really
in the
is an
comments
effort
certainly
hoax.
aren't April Fool's.
Where I'm not seeing the comments. Oh, on Reddit, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people haven't taken a look at their calendars, I think.
You mean no one in there?
But yeah, like this is an effort April Fool that I really like. That took some time and energy, and bravo, Ashi. Bravo.
Oh, for sure.
I think this is possibly the best Eve-related April Fool that I've seen today. And yeah, like we've discussed already, there's been a few of them that have been really good. I did read...
Yeah. Except the one from TCP.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
the CCP.
Yeah. I do have to say, though, I think the one I'd give the crown to would be Kribber's Eve terminal. Like, playing it in a terminal interface, that is just, like, next level craziness.
Even an X-term, baby.
And yeah, there have been some great April Fools elsewhere as well. Like,
See, the best April Fool's jokes are the ones where the community actually goes, you know what? That would be fun, and then the developers actually put it in the game. Those are the best ones.
yeah.
Like if you guys remember, Rainbow Six Siege had an April Fool's joke where they transformed one of the maps to be like all flowers and happy colors, and when you were shooting people, flowers were like coming out of them instead of blood. And yeah, people loved it, so they actually put it in again as an event later on.
You see,
Yeah,
the
I
one
do think I remember
today,
that.
the individual one today that I think I found the best has to be Prusa. Actually going out of their way to manufacture a product just to play the joke. And not an easy product at that. Like, 3D printing filament isn't simple, and they went and created a batch that is not normal.
You know, Nvidia have done a fair amount of like April Fool's jokes.
True.
Pretty decent. Like, you remember the little USB stick that they kind of like claimed was like a miniature GPU?
GPU. It was like a 1080 or something, right?
Yeah. That one was good.
Yeah.
There was a fan made like one which was like oh Christ. It was somebody reviewing like the 4070 or something like that. Like,
well, I mean,
what would be the 4090 Titan or something like that? It was kind of ludicrous.
Nvidia have done it again this year. It's called the 4090 Mobile.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Oh God. The 4090 mobile. Yes.
Yes. heavy air quotes, right?
A lot of heavy air quotes. Sure, it says 4090, but it doesn't seem to be performing quite like that.
Or like 4080.
Or like a 4080 either.
I mean, to be fair though, actually, Bard has a very fair point that some of the best ones I've seen so far today actually have some like fun products going along with them. Like the Prusa hexagonal filament thing is really fun, and I'm very tempted to pick up, like to just buy it and see if they ship me anything.
So I've ordered it. So Joseph Prusa himself on Twitter has said, "Yes, we have really manufactured this for the joke. We have one batch ready to go."
Alright, I'm buying some then. And also the Linus Tech Tips joke was pretty funny. They did a video where he's retiring to the farm, guys.
That video.
He's gonna go grow potatoes on the farm.
That video went so off the rails. I love it.
It was brilliant. But like all through it, you know, as you see with a Linus Tech Tips video nowadays, they plug their own merch, right? But there's like a water bottle that is for Uncle Linus's moonshine at 69 proof. Like they've actually got, if you take a look at their merch store, they've got a water bottle with all of this branding about his XXX moonshine. And they've done a hoodie that is made to look like it's made out of potato sacks and stuff. And it's actually just like, as they go through the video, it gets crazier and crazier. And they're plugging all of this merch, and then you go, they can't possibly have done this. And they have. And it's just like, that sort of thing, that sort of engagement where they're, especially because he's retiring to the farm, because farming is more reliable money than tech. Even after spending, he's thrown like millions of dollars at his organization at this point. And he's like, nah, fuck it. It's not giving a return. I'm going to the farm. And it just goes off the rails, and it's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, guys, go watch it, because I'm not doing it justice here. It's, yeah. A lot of videos on LTT nowadays I don't watch. They're not kind of, they don't grab me, but this one really was worth it.
You see, the thing with this Prusa one is, I couldn't bring myself to use that filament once they've done it, right? That's staying in its box on a fucking shelf.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm gonna buy one, and then it's just gonna sit in a cupboard forever.
Yeah.
You know, maybe in 10 years I'll sell it and see if I can get a return on that. Right, so what else have we got to talk about?
Well, I mean, we weren't here for 2 weeks, so
I
don't know.
I don't know, because I don't know whether you were able to talk about like about certain things on a CCP stream.
Certain things. Well, they don't they don't ban us from saying certain things. They just tell us that they would appreciate if we don't talk about anything unrelated to the tournament.
Yeah,
if you catch my drift.
There was a polite request coming from CCP on that front.
Which, considering that, let's remember here that CCP Zealous is helping us out a lot with these tournaments. So if he asks us to do this, then we will definitely do it, right?
No,
Yeah,
I
we
understand that in that regard because, like, unrelated to the tournament is understandable, right?
That doesn't mean I already should talk because latest fucking no idea of
Was he rebutted to anybody else?
Yeah, I was hearing
Yeah,
roboting. I wasn't
completely
sure.
gone.
Oof. CCP intervention. That's what I'm chalking it up to.
CCP nuking Soth for his attempt to talk them out of the stupidest fucking decision we've seen Hilmar make in about 5 years.
And that's saying
And
something.
what decision might that be?
Yeah,
Out
go
of
on,
interest.
Derek.
That is the wonderful decision CCP have made. CCP Hilmar has made to venture into the world of butt chain and pyramid schemes.
You see, the funny thing here is how that announcement came mere days before one of the most wanted people in that sphere was finally arrested for his crimes. It just couldn't go any better timing-wise. Hey, we got a great new project that will be great for everyone. Do-Kwon gets arrested.
Yeah.
Once again
Do-Kwon,
highlights the
of course.
shittery of crypto.
Well, it has an upside.
Don't worry,
though,
guys.
right?
Don't worry, guys. I'm not on the run. Gets arrested.
It definitely has an upside, though.
What?
This means that Hilmar will be busy with his crypto bros to make his Web3 shooter.
It's
or
not the
whatever.
shooter, Soft.
Yeah, I know it's not the shooter. Okay, I don't know where I got the shooter from, but his fucking on the blockchain game, right? That means he's going to be busy and can't fuck up Eve.
I mean, this is a fair point.
No,
Never.
I wouldn't.
No. Well, right. Historically, whenever Hilmar has been off doing other things, EVE Online has improved.
Derek,
That's actually very true.
whilst you're normally true, if the rumours that I've heard are true, it's not as separated from Eve as they want to claim.
Well,
It
I mean,
is-
it's everybody who's jumping on the. Well, they technically said not. Not in the. Was it the immediate future? or
Not
something,
not for
like-
tranquility.
Not.
Right.
Yeah, they said not for tranquility, and there was also like another sort of like
Yeah,
qualifier
so-
there that basically said that it could be for tranquility, but for at a later date.
Date. Given, yeah, there's a key thing in not for tranquility. Should we just say that?
I have heard some similar things, and there are rumors, definitely a lot of rumors, that this new blockchain project is within the quote unquote EVE IP. But you know what? Fine, fuck it. If it's within
we know
the EVE IP, nobody gives a shit.
We know it's within the EVE IP. The rumor is it's within the EVE Online
Look,
IP.
Yeah.
Let's just remember the last time CCP tried to do anything blockchain related in EVE, which was the NFTs for the AT. And let's remember how that went for them.
Hold on.
Right?
That's racked them up. Is it still $26 in total?
Yeah, around
Since,
about.
it was either
Something like
26
that,
or
yeah.
60 something, right?
Yeah, nobody is buying these things. Nobody's trading these things. Nobody wants them. But Hilmar wants them. And so I'm very happy to let Hilmar go off and get his venture capital buddies, who he flew out to Iceland last year. And, as much as the announcement said, hey, we weren't doing this before now, but now we are, he was flying his venture capital buddies out and giving them demos in Iceland in May last year.
Mm-hmm.
While telling everyone else that, oh no, there's nothing going on here.
We're not touching blockchain or crypto or anything, but we're flying our investors who aren't even announced investors in this new project that isn't announced. He's flying them out to Iceland and he's showing them demos, but he's off doing that. And EVE
As long
Online,
as it is off doing that, not something for EVE Online itself.
whenever Hilmar works on other projects, typically EVE Online gets better. The most recent obvious point that we can kind of throw at that is when CCP decided to, for a few years, dip their toe into the world of VR gaming. And Hilmar went, you know what, we're going to lead in VR gaming. We're going to do these games. The games themselves, they were okay. They weren't great. They weren't terrible. They were okay. But Hilmar disappeared off for about 3 years to focus on this. And to really put a bunch of effort into this developing technology, as he put it, and really put his time in. And EVE Online was left to the executive producer, who at the time was CCP Seagull. It was left to the actual development producers. And we saw, in that era, the introduction or the attempt to transition away from POSes to Upwell structures, and the whole plan. That all happened during that era, and it was pretty solid. EVE was better during those years because Hilmar was nowhere fucking near it.
Yeah.
And then, when CCP Seagull decided to leave back in, I think it was 2017, may have been 2018.
Late 2017, early 2018.
But in that sense, CCP Seagull left, and instead of just giving EVE another executive producer that knew what the fuck and would carry on the plan, Hilmar decided to step back in for a few months as interim executive producer, got his fingers in all the pies, promoted a few people he possibly shouldn't have promoted. You know, we're not naming names, but I think everybody knows what goes into a ratatouille. And from there, EVE went on a downward spiral again. We saw the era of chaos. We saw the era of scarcity. These are all really solid ideas that have done so much for EVE Online over the last few years. Really, it's been great. And then, last year at FanFest, we saw CCP Aurora get out on stage with what was a pretty shabby presentation overall. It was probably the highlight of FanFest, but over 2 days we saw very little of any substance.
No offense to Aurora.
No offense to Aurora, not her fault at all. But she got on stage and she gave us the barest bones of an idea that wasn't coming for another 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But they said it was coming. And Aurora has done some work. The rest of the team at CCP have done work. They delivered the start of this in November last year with the faction warfare changes. They've recently, in the last few weeks, the last month and a half or so, delivered the next stage, which is direct enlistment, which means that people can actually join faction warfare without leaving their corporation or dragging their corporation into it. And it's going well so far. And in the last few weeks, we've learned that CCP Hilmar has not been involved in EVE because he's been focused on this blockchain thing for the last year. Since the FanFest, where this presentation was so shabby. And so we've seen some really good stuff coming out of CCP, and Hilmar has been nowhere near it.
It almost...
And I'm actually very happy to say that again. Hilmar has been nowhere near it, and it's working. It's good. It's...
Yeah, because it almost feels like, Dirk, it almost feels like he basically decided to say, okay, fuck it, you guys do whatever you fucking want to. I'm going to go and sort out my shit with my friends in fucking crypto land, wherever the fuck, right? And it seemed like he'd almost did that maybe like a few weeks before FanFest, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, and I'm going to fucking, bring my crypto bros over to FanFest and we're going to have a fucking whale of a time privately, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And so, he did all of that. And then, the devs that actually fucking cared about EVE Online we're like, okay, well, we need to put together something that will actually like get people, hyped about EVE Online, because right now we've got fucking nothing. Because I
What
imagine
have people been asking
I imagine
for years?
I imagine Hilmar had something that he wanted to sort of show, but like every single person, like at
Yeah, we
CCP
know what
that
it was.
that weren't involved in that was basically like, if you do this, we're literally fucking walking out the door. Like
we know what that was, McLeod.
there must have been an ultimatum, right? There must have been an ultimatum where where Hilmar basically went, okay, well, I'm gonna go and fucking do my thing. You can carry on with this, right? There must have.
It wasn't a staff ultimatum exactly, although from what I understand, staff were pissed.
Well,
you're
not gonna make a
hold on.
You're not gonna make
it
a
was
press
the whole
release about
Interbus
it.
stuff. The Evermarks were originally planned to be NFT bullshit or whatever it was supposed to be. And once his bullshit at the AT got shot down, that was just what lit the fire and shut the plans down for Evermarks being crypto bullshittery.
Yeah.
At which point the staff seemed to have finally got a wrangle of it and gone, we ain't doing this. Right, you've seen the player base's response.
But what
and
I'm
then
saying
he's
is like,
fucked off to his new project as well, if I can't do it here, I'll do it with something else then.
Yeah, and it does definitely seem, from Dirk's kind of monologuing there, that like, it is kind of, you can kind of tell that, the devs who want to work to make EVE Online better have actually, been set free to actually work on EVE Online again for the past year and a bit, right?
I mean, some of them you've got to take a look at the context, the overall context.
Just under a year.
But some of them have been kind of quiet. But those of us who interact with CCPers on a semi-regular basis, do have a bit of an idea of what the tone is going on there. It's generally not been great. But also, some big CCP names have been very vocal publicly about their opinions. CCP Fozzie, for one.
Yeah,
and I continue to maintain that actually, as much as Fozzie was the fall guy for FozzieSov, that however many years ago, Fozzie would be a great option for an executive producer. Fozzie would be great in that role, I think. Because he has ideas. He may not want to. I don't want to push the idea too hard, but I mean, compared to what we've seen the last few years, I think Fozzie would be a marked improvement.
If he's expanded his idea set out from, attach everything to a fucking random number generator, then fantastic. But like the last time I really jumped into like, his thoughts on ideas from the sort of like the CSM Summit patch note sort of minutes. The last time we really dove into that. A lot of his ideas was, let's just connect it to an RNG and see what happens. Like,
I mean, I
gotta throw someone else in here then, since there is a new producer at CCP, which is CCP Overload.
That's true.
Who, as far as I am aware, is not working on EVE.
That's my understanding as well from various bits of conversations that I've had. He's working on a different project, but also working on EVE at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is that he's got a couple of different things on his plate. Some of it is EVE related, some of it is not.
Interesting.
And yeah, from the conversations and the bits of snippets, yeah. I'm sorry, I just looked at Twitch chat and that's a very graphic image.
That's quite the colourful like image there. So just thank you very much for that.
If you don't know who CCP Overload is, he is also known as CCP Confirmed.
He's the artist formerly known as Ithaca Hawk.
I like Sadis's CCP Rusty Trombone. I mean, that's where it's at. That's where it's at, baby.
But yeah.
So, when are you gonna join CCP, Eric?
They don't have that much money. They simply don't. They don't.
They could get several devs for what it would be for you, right?
Several, fresh out of college, don't know what the hell's going on devs. There you go.
I mean, you would join CCP, completely change their database, and then 2 days later,
No, not
hand
exactly.
in your papers.
No. You never go in and do change, right? You first have to seek to understand. And that's where a lot of people, when they go into different corporations, right? They say, you need to do this. You're exposed to this. You can get hacked and ransomed and all this stuff, right? Fear, uncertainty, and all that stuff. The FUD doesn't work, folks. Always.
Is that
in
the road
everything.
to the dark side?
No. I mean, really, seek to understand and then seek to help. That's what you have to do. And so, to be honest, if I were the CEO of CCP, right, brand new, Hilmar's gone, Erik comes in, the first thing I would do, I would probably spend months, maybe a whole quarter, just talking to the devs and the people who put the game together.
You don't make any adjustments in the first few months.
Zero
you
changes.
Just figure out what the fuck is going on.
Right. The assumption is Hilmar's already gone. That is the only, if I was above the CEO, that's like, I'd just fire him. Okay. I don't think he adds to the game. I think he distracts from the game. But again, you don't fire devs, you don't any of that stuff. You just really seek to understand. That's the only thing that you can do. Because you cannot make effective change in any company. This is just plain. You can't conduct effective change no matter what you think day one. Okay? What you think is the right path. You can't confirm that path or alter that path if you just go in like a bull in a china shop and change it. You just have to sit there and talk to people and understand. Because, number one, day one, nobody's going to trust you to open their mouth and tell you what's really wrong. Okay? That's day one. In fact, that's probably week or month one. People will be too afraid to really tell you what's going on. There would be a lot of beer at meetings. I guarantee that. A lot of them would be in the evening, and you just talk about the game. You wouldn't talk about specific things. Don't talk about the database. Don't talk about how the code's written. Don't talk a single-threaded, multi-threaded, anything. Just talk about how it operates today. That's it.
You know what? These sorts of meetings sound like my kind of meeting. Like the meetings I have are not these meetings, and
so
you know.
So
how
Dirk,
yes, they were.
Dirk, do you have
not least
like
because like my first meeting of the day, any day, is like 0930 UTC, and I'm like, oh god.
Did I lose Soth again? Did I was paying attention.
Yeah, you need to hit refresh. Did Soth die? Is Soth still here in comms?
I think Soth got rug pulled.
Just my internet like constantly shitting itself. So.
Don't worry, I feel your pain. I've experienced that many times.
See, that's interesting actually. In my current role, I think I talk to potentially more people than some comparable colleagues. Like I tend to watch a lot of things in our Slack channels and stuff, kind of across the company. I don't just watch, okay, what are our support initiatives doing? Like I kind of figure out, I try and keep an eye on what the next product release is going to be, or how are the sales guys kind of trying to market this sort of stuff. And apparently you're muted again, Eric. But yeah. So in that sense,
Make fun of my internet, but your microphone isn't any better, is it?
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know why, right? I just was clicking over into the where I click over in to watch the stream all the time in Twitch and
Just
excuse me.
function.
But anyway,
so generally, like I think that I do my job in support better because I have a broader idea of what's going on everywhere else.
So, I mean, coming into CCP is the same as, I mean, vendors come in and often say you need XYZ because it will make your life easier. And they have no idea what will actually make your life easier because they don't know what's going on in your company. And that's one of the challenges. Sure. When we talk about CCP, right, we have our preformed opinions, we have our thoughts, but we don't really know what's happening inside CCP, right, and what some of those challenges are. A couple of weeks ago, you weren't here, Dirk, but McLeod and I were talking with the audience and things about, doing different things in the cloud and doing things differently. But the very first thing was you had to go into some sort of parallelism in the code, and the technology is there, just so everybody knows. You could parallelize this game. Okay. The problem is, do you have enough money to pay the right development team to do it?
I mean, there's a thing there, which is like this idea of the cloud. And as somebody who works supporting a cloud solution, a cloud development solution that hosts websites and web apps and that sort of thing, it is that the cloud is not always the solution. It's not the thing, right? Like you can say it's useful, and it is, but the cloud, doing things in quote unquote the cloud, is not going to make up for bad programming, and it's not going to make up for bad code.
I just want to point out here that parts of Eve are already running in the cloud.
They are.
They also happen to be the parts that work the worst.
Not non-critical things for moment-to-moment gameplay are not in in the cloud.
Yeah,
like the stuff that's critical is still
Yes, but and see how that is working out, right?
Well, chat.
It's not just chat.
Can I just say I always pick a cloud that charges me for both ingress and egress of data when I'm hosting a chat system in the cloud. Just saying.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying, right? Like the cloud is all well and good, and the cloud can work. The cloud, and I say this in air quotes.
I air quoted for you. I knew it was coming.
It's good. It does. It is useful in terms of decentralizing your processes in some sense.
No.
It does not make up for the code quality. The code you run on your cloud instance has to be decent, or it's just going to be the same shit somewhere else.
Hey, Dirk. We live in a serverless environment. Just throw more sources at it. Come on, you know that's how they do it.
Look, serverless.
What is serverless? Can you define serverless for me? Serverless services.
It's a buzzword.
Serverless in the modern age just basically means we've thrown a cloak over that server so you don't see it.
There you go.
It's still there.
Serverless means it's on a server that's not in my building and I don't have to maintain.
Exactly.
I mean, technically, you could do some dumb shit like mesh computing.
I mean, even that is not necessarily serverless because it needs a machine.
Hold on though.
No,
hold on. Soft, you've got to take mesh compute. Soft, you've got to take mesh computing to the next level. You've got to take mesh computing to the next level, Soft. You've got to put it on the chain.
On the chain. On the chain.
That's the ultimate distributed network,
but
right?
For the guys interested.
Okay, Q back in the chain gang. Q back in the chain gang.
But yeah, so in that sense, yes.
Even Brisk is in on it.
Brisk blockchain, baby.
Oh my god!
Just I don't think you can do native blockchain in SQL Server. I'm just pointing that
Oh
out.
god, that would be funny.
I know where
Take a
you
look
can't.
at,
I know where you can do native blockchain. I'm not going to say it though. So you guys.
Take a look at Omri's recent comment in Twitch chat, Eric.
Kubernetes. It's the Kubernetes is the ultimate solution for everything. And by the way, while you're doing that, throw a little lambda in there, baby.
Look,
Okay.
obviously,
Omri, I expect you to know that one. Throw a little lambda.
The thing CCP needs to fix all of their issues is agile development.
No, we don't.
Oh dear lord.
Well, let's learn a few sprints.
That's what they have already.
Yeah, they have sprints.
They just haven't gone agile enough.
Oh, you need more agile. You know what?
Yeah.
They just need more Jira cards. They had more Jira cards. Everything would be solved.
Just no.
Or falls in Scrum Masters.
The Eve community has a Jira.
They need to be on Kanban, obviously. And yes, Darren Vogt, yes, this is bullshit buzzwording 101 at this point.
Yep, pretty much.
Hey,
But
you know what?
it's nice that you figured it out.
If we would just take Eve and just get rid of all the code and redo it in punch cards on the mainframe, it would just be so much faster.
On the mainframe.
Yeah. Forget it. Just spend all the MIPS you want, all the MIPS you can eat, and no problems. It'd be great.
Soth, we have a question for you.
Oh god.
From Twitch chat. What is the difference between hosting and the cloud? And specifically, this is for you, Soth.
Okay, so the difference between hosting and the cloud is how much money they are taking out of your pocket for it.
No, it's
so
there's
fucking accurate.
no, it's fundamentally different than that. I mean, there's a difference between like IaaS services and true cloud provisioning, right, and things like that. The true concept of the cloud is all, the built-in functions, the built-in features that you get, right? And it is much different than standardized. So standardized hosting, you'd have to build all of it yourself. There's just so much in a regular cloud that is far different than standard hosting.
There are so many hosting providers that do give you a lot of those features as well, and they don't call it the cloud; they call it hosting. Like the line is so incredibly blurry there.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry. What line are you referring to? There's not a line.
Yeah, there's no line.
Is it a gradient?
The one
much,
thing
yeah,
I
actually.
might say could be applicable is maybe scalability.
Good one, Matt.
No. I mean, there's far more things, right? I mean, you can put things into a cloud, and let's just pick an Ashburn region, right? A whole region, and you can have hundreds of thousands of servers over there, right? One of the services that you'll get in the cloud that you won't get from an integrated hosting provider, right, is the ability to take and just with clicks of a button cause the replication of that entire region to another region, and then be able to formulate by point and click and some decisioning on how you would migrate services from one region to the other in a DR capacity, right? And actually build your DR plan and be able to execute it within those services, right? It's very different in a cloud environment versus a hosting environment.
For those who are trying to follow along, DR there is disaster recovery. Let's not assume that all of our viewers are.
Right.
Yeah, we appreciate your lingo, but potentially not in that space.
Yeah, and cloud providers
say this. You really did go well there, and I'm gonna piggyback your success with this troll because I played it to soft with a softball, and Eric just went straight in there.
But yeah, I mean the other services and integrations are just it's bigger than in a standard hosting environment, right? I mean, even look at VMware and some of the other hypervisors, right? Having to natively deploy Kubernetes natively deployed from a OKV management system and things like that.
Eric can't stop. Eric can't stop. He's got into.
I'm gonna bury him.
Into work mode.
Hey,
you're saying in a standard hosting environment, but like many of them aren't standard.
Show me one that can migrate your VMs magically right off your network into their VM environment.
I'm pretty sure if I go ask Hetzner, they will tell me they can do it. Hetzner.
Go ahead. Show me the docs. Because you can't do it in AWS.
Well, yeah, it's AWS.
Like, there's a lot of situations where VMs are just like weird, and the situation that you have on a local system for your VM and what you have in your VM, and then immediately going, okay, I'm going to migrate this VM that I have on my local system to an AWS instance.
Yeah. Sadis, we can talk. I have a very different approach. AWS can't do it yet because talk to the VMware guys. Okay.
But this is where we get into the
it's
nerdy,
future state. Future state.
This is where we get into the very nerdy. Sadis, I would like to see that PowerPoint, please.
It probably can't show it, but that's okay. I mean, yeah.
If possible, I'd like to see that PowerPoint just because, it'd be interesting to see what people are saying elsewhere.
It's under NBA.
NDA. Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. It's a future state.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely under the basketball authority. I get it. Yeah. You can't share the basketball authority is a bunch of pricks.
Yeah, they like no. You break that NBA, they're gonna be throwing hoops at you.
They already broke it.
Yeah, for sure.
They already broke it.
You will get dunked.
So yeah, there's cloud comes with services. I mean, that's the big difference.
I definitely do.
Services. Yes, you do.
His services are many and often.
Bit too descriptive there.
So how are we doing on time, guys? 8 minutes. We'll go over 3:00 because I get to register for golf right at 3.
Well, that's all fine. Then let's do our one last thing because I think we've just been talking shit the past hour anyway.
There you go.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
I mean, really.
What are you complaining? Dirk, you've been gone for like 8 months, and now you're back. And what are you complaining about?
Whoa! I have not been gone for
Shots fired. Shots fired. Holy
well, maybe it was 6 months.
6 months.
It's been like...
You could have had a freaking baby in the time you've been gone, for crying out loud.
Did you?
What is Briscoe oh my godding about?
I physically cannot have a baby, so no, I did not have a baby in the time I was gone.
You can't say that anymore.
But also, like, it was like 5 weeks. I was busy. I was doing other things, right? Like,
he was doing other things.
There were a lot of things that,
other things, other people, whatever.
Is the way that you say
220, 221, whatever it takes.
So over the course of March, I spent about half of March at home and about half of March elsewhere. And also I was doing tournament stuff and everything, and just like it's been a busy couple months for me. Like
I just want to point out,
don't call me out like this.
I just want to point out that Dirk works from home, so
I work from wherever my laptop is, which is wherever I am, which is home.
Time out.
I was going to say, from what I've heard from, where Dirk is at any particular moment in time, Dirk works wherever he can sit down, it seems.
Oh, well, I was going to say, you know, at home, the pub, at home, you know, wherever he's at.
France, Belgium, Holland, you know, wherever. Like,
I've not been to Belgium
Home.
or Holland yet, actually.
Pub,
oh, okay.
home, pub.
What do you say? Should we make a Goon Bruges?
Oh my
Goon
God.
Bruges. Ooh, interesting.
In Goon Bruges.
Excuse
I want
me.
to do.
I burped.
I want to do Prague at some point. Actually, Prague is pretty high up on my list.
Yeah.
That is one hell of a way out of the way, though.
Is it? Nah, come on. Prague isn't that far away.
Soft will just take a train.
Not for you, sir.
Yeah, I'll just take a train.
Yeah, it's not that far away.
There is actually a train going to
I
Prague.
It's the
From here.
last train
I'd
to
be
Prague.
tempted to take a train
I'll be
to
there
Prague,
in the morning.
but it might take a while. You know.
Hold on. Are you going to do what I want to do?
What do you mean?
What all I do is train. That is my way. I don't like
Well,
flying, so
It is the way.
See, this is your issue. Like, I would probably fly to Prague if I were doing it because that's just more expedient. But you have an irrational fear of flying, and so
indeed.
you know.
I mean, we could also do Budapest, but with how that country
Ooh,
is going right now.
Budapest.
I really prefer Constantinople, but you do whatever you want.
See,
I've
so
been to Budapest, and it is an amazing city.
Right. Eric.
Yes, sir.
Two
yeah,
things.
you just need to pick your dates fairly well for that.
Those-
Otherwise, it's just
Those
cold and
things.
horrible.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Two things on the topic of Constantinople.
You definitely have to pick your dates right with that.
First thing, we call it Istanbul nowadays. And second thing, depending upon the time of year, you might be,
Just remember,
under earthquake warning.
If
So,
you have a date in Constantinople,
There
she'll
is
be
also
waiting in
that, yeah.
Istanbul. I'm just telling you.
yeah, Manchita wants us to go to Byzantium.
To where?
Byzantium.
Fuck's sakes. That is really picking your dates.
Which also, nowadays, called Istanbul.
Whoa! That's crazy. Can't believe it.
But yeah, no,
Just-
it's like,
Just
American
remember,
mind.
even old New York was once New Amsterdam.
Yeah, because even the Dutch realized that they don't really want it.
You know what? You say that. We've now got adverts on TV over here basically going, hey, British people, stop coming over and getting drunk and high. You're fucking our streets up. We'll put you in jail if you keep doing it.
have they not looked at British history? That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
True.
I'm saying absolutely nothing about British Sinai relationships in the 1800s. British Sino relationships. Sorry.
Sino?
So
Is that the masculine of Sina?
No. British Sino relationships, British Chinese relationships in the 1800s.
That was just opium.
That was more like just here's drugs.
That's kind of the point of my statement. You know, if the US are saying don't come over here because you're, you know, bringing us drugs and making a mess, that's kind of what we do.
He's got a point there.
There's a very good point.
Yeah, but it's not us supplying it now in Amsterdam.
Next,
the locals
next
are
thing,
supplying it.
Next thing that happened is those British will get ideas to draw lines on maps.
Straight lines. Very
Yes, straight lines.
They will be perfectly straight and they will make sense to someone, somewhere. Maybe.
Over the rainbow?
No, that's we follow the yellow brick road when we make our maps.
You know, that's a great song.
Well, we got a minute left. Just pointing that out.
You got more than a minute because I got to sign up for a golf event.
Oh, Jesus.
Eric's not ending the stream
You know,
until he's
10
signed up for his
minutes.
golf
10
thing.
minutes ago, McLeod goes, "Let's do one last thing real quick so we can get off, so you can do that." No, you know, Barghost and Dark, you go blah 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 for like 8 minutes all by yourselves, and here we are. So
I mean, this is
so
what
I'm going to punish
this is
you
what I bring to the
because
show.
you did that. I'm going to punish you, but you got to talk for a couple more minutes. That's the way it
Like,
is.
McLeod has said at various points that the reason I am here is to monologue about weird things sometimes, and so I'm just fulfilling my purpose. If you
And
want
that-
to blame somebody, blame McLeod.
That's why we love you, Dark. I'm saying, I mean, you know.
And apparently Eric
Eric's
is
silent,
muted again
but-
anyway.
I am not muted. I'm not muted. I'm not muted, guys. I am not muted.
So to
There's no
to bring
muting.
it- to bring it back then,
What?
wasn't
Which
there,
particular topic do you want to revisit?
wasn't there an Eve meet in Prague already?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe.
There have been
think,
Eve meets in a lot of places.
I think there's already doing one every now and then.
There's already doing one. Fantastic, Soft. Really, really good sentence that
That's
was.
a great phrase.
Fuck you.
I love it when Soft decides that he can't actually come up with other words to respond.
And just goes, fuck you.
It's just,
Yeah. When you push Soft to the point where the only thing he can do is swear at you, you've done you've done a good thing for the day. So, yeah, Prague at some point, I guess. We'll have to figure that out. So Budapest does sound like an interesting trip.
Next year, though, maybe.
Yeah, not. I don't think I've got space in my calendar this year.
Yeah, I think we all got plans for this year already.
Right, so, anyway, Eric is distracted, but we should probably, take a look at one last things. Max, do you want to start us off? Because I don't think anybody else knows what that one last thing is going to be.
I literally don't have a last thing, to be completely honest. I was intrigued as to what your, what your views and opinions are on, the sort of like the latest, fuck up from CCP was, but
Did I not make it clear enough already?
You did. You definitely did. So, like, I'm a happy camper. Moving on.
All right, going up from the bottom, I guess. Smuggrasil, what have you got to be smug about this week?
Oh dear, like having to come up with a last thing, right?
You were
It's
the
not
one
like
who
you have
introduced
2 hours to think of something. Every week, man. Every week.
This is the thing, right? Our one last things are always off the cuff, unless there's something specifically we want to talk about.
Okay.
So, what have you got, Smuggrasil? Give us your smuggiest one last thing.
So for the few people here that are actually excited about the AT, because I know goons usually don't care about it, the cool thing to do right now is to ask Zealous every day about rules. So yeah, go on the CCP Discord like join the crazy stuff in the AT channel.
Today is the day.
Today's the day.
Today is the day.
All right, Eric, you've rejoined us after your golf thing. Did you get it?
I
done
did.
properly?
I am registered. I am registered.
All right, cool.
Normally
So,
I can register early because I'm on the board, but I missed that email and missed that deadline, so I had to
you had to.
I had to register with
the
everybody
plebeians.
else, right? And it's it's opening day, so it's a Kentucky Derby, right? So we all play golf, and then you get a horse in a Kentucky Derby based on your finish. So it can be a nice.
Sorry,
campaign.
what?
So
That's
I'll
maybe
explain
more
the event.
information than we needed there, but
Yeah.
okay.
Kentucky Derby.
You get
a horse.
you-
You know how horses that play at this.
You can have a horse based on where you finish.
That's right.
Yeah,
Get a
we
horse.
didn't-
Free
That's not the
pony.
word I
Free
heard,
pony for
Dirk.
everyone. Free pony. No, so the Kentucky Derby is the same day as our opening day golf tournament.
Look, Barghost, I wasn't looking for a criticism of Eric's exhibitionism there, but you know. So, we have a question to elaborate on your one last thing, real quick. When contacting CCP Zealous, should people email them or conversation request him, DM him?
Oh, make it fun. Come on. Like, email is just the start. Like, make a sentence out of empty containers that just says "when rules" and then send a bookmark to him or shit like that.
Oh, that would be great.
There we go. Eric, so you got your golf thing. What's your one last thing?
Well, one last thing.
Yeah, what's your one last thing?
It is very unusual, but everyone should seek to understand for all else. There you go. One last
Eric
thing.
going deep.
Going deep on that
yeah.
one, baby. We're going deep.
Right.
All right.
At least that's what the horse said. So there you go.
The horse told Eric that you should seek to understand before anything else. So
no, it was the horse. The horse.
There you go. Take that advice with a pinch of salt, perhaps.
The horse.
You gotta take that to the bank.
The horse was going deep. That's all I'm saying. So.
For fuck's sakes.
So this brings a whole new aspect.
This is all because Soth was talking about horses in pregame.
Hey, look.
Okay.
Hey, no, this is fine. But this brings a whole new aspect. To you get a horse in the Kentucky Derby based on where you finish. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just
Hey,
you know.
don't put this on me.
Oh my
You were the one who brought up the horses earlier.
Hey, someone said you were great, and I said you just should have said that's what the horse said, but you didn't do it. So.
And so here we are, 2 hours later. Oh my
Still
God,
talking about horses.
Ghost. You're
who's
actually able to put together words in the middle of that mess.
I'm not really. Actually, no, I've got one. I'm going to bring this back and slightly more serious. Because we did discuss the crypto thing that CCP, or should I say Hilmar, wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I forgot to say the one thing that I've said. This isn't like their VR experience, or their FPS experience, or any prior one where when it fails, they lose a bit of money at worst because they've had some outside investment, but that's fine. It hasn't worked. Crypto tends to have a reputation for killing the company when it fails. So I would just tell CCP to be very, very fucking careful what they are getting themselves into.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's probably sound advice that Hilmar will never hear.
Completely
and
ignore.
If he does hear it, he will completely ignore it. Yeah, exactly. My one last thing is a bit of a question to you all because it's been a thought on my mind. And Twitch chat, you can weigh in the last couple of seconds of the show. I'm vaguely tempted to go to the cinema and watch John Wick 4.
I have a question.
Should I do it? Like,
Yes.
Is
a good movie.
Is it worth a trip to the?
Well,
to the
John
cinema
Wick
for
4?
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll put it this way, Dirk.
Wow, okay.
Having
But
watched
these
it
were
in
very-
cinema...
These
sorry,
were
you
very
go.
immediate answers to a question that I thought might take a second.
If you've got an IMAX near you, do an IMAX as well. Because that's something I've heard is better still. What I will say is the audio is good in listening to clips outside of cinema on YouTube and stuff, right? Listening to it in cinema, fucking spectacular.
Okay.
And I think
So
that's
worth doing.
half of what's doing it. Yeah.
All right. Cool. I will take a look at what showings I've got left for today then. Also, we do have a comment that we don't get very often, which is that one of our audience members likes you being on the show, Bard.
Yay.
You know,
That makes a change.
You should potentially come back a bit more often.
I tried to. Last Saturday, I was actually off watching John Wick 4. So
You know what? Somebody says, next week we should have s'mores on the show. We'll have s'mores for everyone. I like
Yeah,
that.
that'd be quite nice.
Wait,
S'mores.
what?
Interesting.
Yeah, s'mores.
I'm not sure how you're going to get it to us so quickly.
I'm not really sure either, but we'll
Eric's gonna figure out a way to get s'mores to everyone.
No, it's like a dev blog. Whatever I say, you're never fucking gonna get it. Okay, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting on our keg
costs.
pumps or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, those things.
We were trying to figure out how to deliver those. So maybe we'll revisit that too. And plus, I still got to send mail to freaking McLeod. My wife wouldn't box it up with her system, so I have to go and do it myself at the UPS store.
I was meaning to ask you that because I was like, if you sent it, I haven't received it, so it's disappeared.
Yes. No, it has.
Okay.
I will ensure it. Don't worry.
I
have a question. I have a real question.
Put an effort.
Effort.
Okay, good.
I have a real question. Has anybody seen Dungeons and Dragons, and did you like it?
Surprisingly, it looks entertaining. I wasn't going to say good, but it just looks entertaining.
I
but like you never
seen
know.
It.
Okay.
It's
Is
on
this
my
something that I
plan.
completely missed?
Yes, there's a new Dungeons and Dragons film.
Yeah.
Chris Pine, Hugh Grant, Michelle Rodriguez, a bunch of others. They've got a shit ton of big names basically for it.
Yeah, it looks tongue in cheek. It actually looks like it has some degree of moderately okay comedic kind of potential.
Okay.
Yeah,
From the reviews I've
actually
seen, it's actually good.
Okay, because I was like, what are we gonna do tonight? And I was looking, and I'm like, ooh, pretty much all sold out. Okay.
Yeah, don't expect a plot.
Yeah.
No.
Don't expect a good villain because you're not gonna get it, and don't expect anything D&D
Okay.
because like off the cuff references is all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I've heard it's
I haven't even watched the trailer
quite
yet.
respectful to the source material. So
Right.
No.
they genuinely use proper D&D references.
I've googled this, and the description is: a charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a long-lost relic. But their charming adventure goes dangerously awry when they run afoul of the wrong people, which sounds like any D&D campaign I've ever been involved in. I don't know
Yes.
what the rest of you.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
not just
all.
that, but from
By the
D&D
way-
players that I speak to, I've heard they actually.
But by the way,
What would
I
you
just
call it? Use the right terminology and phrases for stuff, right?
you'll
A
see.
bit like Briscoe's just done, right? They've actually used proper stuff. They haven't made their own shit up.
I will
you
say that.
realize the bar is very low here, right?
Yeah,
For sure.
It's a D&D film, which basically means you're trying to compress what happens in a D&D campaign down to like 2.5 hours, something like that.
Yes.
And
I'm just-
or like
the feet.
yeah, maybe even like an hour 45 or something.
I'm just
When you
waiting for
consider
somebody.
most
I mean, it
D&D
could be a
campaigns
one-shot.
span hours a week for like 6 weeks. Generally, that's a big ask to condense that down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go, I just want somebody to do the Dragonlance Chronicles series. So, that would be fun. All right, guys.
Anyway,
Thank you, everyone,
we get
for
there.
watching the show. Thank you, everyone in the audience. Thank you, co-hosts, for coming. So we're on the verge of spring here and summer. So everybody, have fun out there. And now the sun's almost shining. So there you go. Anything else, guys?
no, I think
No.
that's it.
All right.
Meta show in about 45 minutes.
Meta show in 45. Be there.
Lovely.
All right, guys. Later.